What was something spine-chilling that a parent said to you? My dad's last gift was his beloved Mustang, but when I finally got it after graduation, all I felt was emptiness. Dad was never emotional. I was 16 when Dad lost his job at the mill. 3 months of past due notices piled up on our kitchen counter. Mom started working double shifts at the hospital. I'd catch Dad sitting in his cherry red '67 Mustang at 3 a.m., just staring at nothing. That car was his escape. He'd bought it with his army bonus after Vietnam. Only thing that ever made sense to me, he'd say, polishing the hood every Sunday. Never missed a week, even in winter. One night, I heard the Mustang's engine rev up, peeked through the blinds, and saw Dad backing out of the driveway at midnight. Weird. Next morning, car was back, but Dad's eyes were bloodshot. This happened 5 nights in a row. Mom cornered me after school. Your father's not sleeping. She stopped herself. Just keep an eye on him, okay? Her voice shook. That's when I got scared. That night, I followed him, grabbed my bike, stayed 2 blocks behind the red taillights. He drove to the bad part of town, parked behind a warehouse. I hid behind a dumpster, heart pounding so loud I thought he'd hear it. Dad popped the trunk. Inside were packages wrapped in brown paper. He handed them to a guy in a leather jacket. Money exchanged hands. Holy shit. Was my straight-laced Vietnam vet dad dealing drugs? I pedaled home so fast my lungs burned. Couldn't sleep. Couldn't look at him at breakfast. 2 nights later, Dad caught me in the garage, staring at the Mustang's trunk. Something you want to ask me? His voice was flat. What's in the packages? I blurted out. Dad went pale. You followed me. Not a question. Are you dealing drugs? My voice cracked. He laughed, a hollow sound I'd never heard before. Jesus Christ, kid. He popped the trunk. Inside were stacks of old books, first editions, his grandfather's collection. I'm selling them off, one by one. 50 years of collecting. His voice was steady, but his hands shook. The car's next. But why? Your college fund is gone. He cut me off. I invested it all in the mill's employee stock, worthless now. He slammed the trunk shut. Don't tell your mother. That night, I heard them fighting. We agreed, Mom screamed. No secrets. Something shattered against a wall. I'll fix this, Dad said. Trust me one last time. Next morning, the Mustang was gone. Dad too. Just a note. Back in a week. Mom fell apart, thinking he'd left us. Called the police. Filed a missing persons report. 7 days of hell. On day 8, Dad walked through the door, face bruised, knuckles raw. Threw an envelope on the table. Inside was $43,000 in cash. Exactly what we needed for my first year at State. Where's the car? I asked. Gone. His voice was empty. And we never discussed where this money came from. Ever. I started college that fall. Called home every Sunday. Dad never wanted to talk. Just passed the phone to Mom. Sophomore year, FBI agents showed up at my dorm. Asked about Dad. About the Mustang. Showed me photos of the guy from the warehouse, now in handcuffs. Dad had sold the car to a chop shop connected to a drug ring. They used the VIN to forge documents for running product across state lines. Your father had to know, the agent said. I dropped out. Drove home that night. Found Dad in the garage, sitting on an overturned bucket where the Mustang used to be. They came to see me, I said. He nodded, unsurprised. I knew when I sold it. Just hoped they'd never trace it back. You knowingly sold your car to criminals. I sold my car to protect my family. His eyes locked on mine. Sometimes being a father means making impossible choices. That night, Dad had a stroke. At the hospital, barely conscious, he gripped my hand. Promise me, he whispered, that you'll never sacrifice your soul for someone else, not even your kids. The price is too high. Those were his last words. At the funeral, a man in a dark suit approached me. Your father saved my life in Nam, pulled me from a burning helicopter. He handed me a key. He made me promise to give you this if anything happened to him. In a storage unit across town, under a dusty tarp, was the Mustang, restored, pristine. Inside the glove box was a letter. I couldn't sell it. Took other roads instead, dirtier ones. If you're reading this, I paid the price. Don't make my mistakes. Some things should stay pure. I drive that Mustang now, but every time I turn the key, I hear his voice. Some prices are too high to pay, even for the people you love. And I wonder which was the real gift, the car or the warning.